Hi everyone, this is Sam in Alaskan, Alaska on Mooryard Farm. I thought I'd run up to the garden and give you a sneak peek of the Alaskan August garden. Everything is about to wrap up for the year. We have about a month and a half before everything starts to die back and get too cold, and I hate to see it go, but it's been a lot of work, but a lot of fun. Now this is my herb garden. I have oregano, basil. I've had to reseed the basil, and look how little it is, but it's doing so good. And rosemary, thyme, sage, and then here's my sweet peas on the trellis. August 5th, 2025. Well, the garden is a weedy mess, but the dill is as happy as can be. And whatever squash plants those are, they're finally happy. I'm hoping that they're spaghetti squash. I'm hoping. That's what it looks like. My amaranth, that's as big as it got. I thought amaranth was supposed to be huge. No, not so much here. So here's my hand. Tiny. My broccoli, a lot of it has gone to seed because it's been so incredibly hot. Then I have yellow zucchini squash over here, which I'm just letting them size up a bit so I can harvest them. I'm gonna have so many. I like the yellow squash better than the green squash. Zucchinis. These are my pumpkins. I know the plants are tiny, itsy bitsy, but look at that. It's either a pumpkin or a watermelon. I'm really hoping it's a watermelon. And look at that. Whatever that is. I'm so happy. Didn't think I was gonna get anything out of those. More the broccoli. I did do I planted seeds once I started pulling these plants out, and look how tiny that little plant is. Yep, we have about a month and a half of growing time left. So anyways, these squash haven't given me anything. I'm hoping they're patty pan and that I get something, because I try every year with patty pan and get nothing. And then my beautiful flowers. I'm going to save so many seeds. The yellow poppies are gorgeous, but I have a lot of yellow in my garden already, but these watermelon poppies are just so gorgeous. Not my colors, but my daughter loves that color. And this is carnations. Maybe I'll get some blooms on them, maybe not. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but I'm hoping it'll bloom at least once. And that one, Sweet William, maybe. And I got one right here that hasn't bloomed yet either. We'll see. Then I planted some more broccoli right here. It's a little bigger. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but oh, it's beautiful. I love this plant. All the pink flowers I planted for my daughter because she loves pink. And then I'm not sure what these are, but oh heavens, they're beautiful. Quickly becoming one of my faves. Then of course, the potatoes. They're turning yellow, which is okay because we'll be harvesting them in September. Or if they die back before then, which they may because it's been so warm. So warm. These are Yukon Gold on this side, and then these bags are a red variety, I believe. Yeah. Peony did not bloom this year. I'm hoping it's yellow. This peony did bloom this year, and it was yellow. Had one bloom. of work, but I had so much fun in here, and I loved my time in my garden this year. Some more poppies and some sweet peas. These are the black poppies. Doubles. I'm gonna save so many seeds. I'm so excited. I'm gonna pull out that yarrow. It's supposed to be pink, but it just barely blushed pink. Maybe it'll get pinker as it starts to fade, but I don't know. But it's way too big. Oh look, this one is pink. That one is pink. Here are my beautiful daisies. They overwintered. I couldn't believe it. And this is as tall as me. So I had no idea they would get this tall. But look at that. I have thrips like nobody's business over here, but there we go. Then I have my Brussels sprouts and kohlrabi. Just take a look. I haven't even looked at them in ages and ages. Oh, I'm getting little nubs. Do you see the little nubs? Nice. See what happens in a month. And these are my flowers. These pots were supposed to grow down the fence, dangle down, hide all this junk back here. That didn't work out so good. So I'm gonna have to put different plants in there. Yes, I will. Then this here is my grandson's chaos garden. We took all my old seeds, put them in some sand, mixed them all up, and threw them down in this bed. There was flowers and chamomile and radishes and beets, carrots, cosmos. I believe this is a cosmos. This is some kind of flower. I'm not sure what. Maybe a sunflower. There were sunflower seeds. Then that is not. That is weed. Don't want that in there. There were brassicas, so I don't know if this is broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. I'm not sure what, but it's getting eaten up by slugs and it's really tiny. And there's several of those in there, but they're not going to amount to much. I'd be surprised that when we dig this up to find beets. That would be really fun. And radishes. And I know that there's carrots. This is a carrot right here. Carrots. So yeah, they just keep it watered. They think it's beautiful. And I've been spent the day in the garden just cleaning up, getting things. That pile of stuff was just everywhere, so I'm collecting it all and take it down to the storage greenhouse. I had some pansies here that were red, white, and blue. They came back really good last year and then pretty much took over this bed. But this year they barely did anything. I think it was just too hot for them. But they are so beautiful. So yellow was white actually before, but now it's turning yellow. Anyway, there's my onions. I do have onion maggots. Like, this has been decimated by onion maggots. I just haven't had the heart to pull them out yet. And I did take out a bunch of onions over there. Some of them still look okay. Yeah, I have a couple more that I see that I need to get rid of. And of course those on that side are leeks and they look fine. All of my garlic, I planted over 100 cloves of garlic in the fall, and all of them had the maggots in them. They were onion maggots in my garlic. I don't know if that's normal. But I don't know what plant this is, but I love it. I'm going to get a paper bag and chop off all this and keep the seeds. Anyway, I had a greenhouse here. This greenhouse, this pop-up tent greenhouse, was in this bed and it didn't fit, and it was just weird and awkward and not attractive. So I pulled it off and I put it on that greenhouse. It fits a lot better over there. Then this still has this side I still need to weed. But there are sharks in the garden. Oh, my grandbabies. He told me he planted that shark. He wanted to grow some sharks. I was weeding and I found it. Anyways, these are watermelons, and these watermelons do have flowers on them. So we shall see. I do have eggplants in that little bunch right there. Yeah. Delphinium. Not going to do much this year, I'm sure. Some kind of squash. I think this is a primrose right here. It's finally starting to grow. Some stuff just didn't grow. It just sat there and sat there forever and ever. My sweet peas are gorgeous and they smell amazing. And my sugar snap peas. I need to harvest a bunch more. And then of course I have my celery has gone to seed, but I'm letting it. I'm gonna, hopefully I can collect the seeds from that. Another squash. Not sure what it is or if it will do anything. These flowers are finally coming up. Took forever. Look at my lettuce. Butter crunch lettuce. I took a bunch in yesterday and waiting for me for dinner. And I got spinach over there that looks like it's wanting to bolt. Nice. And my beautiful carrot bed over here. I've been working on weeding. Oh, it looks a lot better. Looked like that. And now it looks like that. So I'm still working on it. I need to pull out all these weeds. There is a weed barrier here, so these are super easy to pull out. I just need to take the time to do it out of my walkway. But my sand cherry, not a choke cherry. Choke cherries are not allowed in Alaska. This is my crab apple from my grandma. We took this out of her yard when she moved out of the state and planted here about 5 years ago maybe. And it has lots of apples on it this year, so I will be able to make some apple cider vinegar. And this is a currant, I think. Someone gave this to me, doesn't have any tags on it. So when I don't buy flowers from the greenhouse very often, when I do, I plant them here. And these lilies have come back the last 2 summers. And that is the blue one is a Chinese forget-me-not. Beautiful. I have, my apple trees are underplanted with strawberries. This is a crab apple. These apples just look like berries and they're horrible. You don't want to eat them. They're very, very, very sour. And the new growth is green and the old growth is red. And I see like very little old growth on this tree. So it has done a lot of growing this season. So then we planted up 3 more apple trees. These are regular apples. Last year or year before. And they survived the winter. Yay. These are my raspberries. And I had blackberries over this way, but they did not survive. I've been trying blackberries and blueberries with no success. Anyways, this is my greenhouse. This is my garden. We have a pond for the ducks. It needs desperately to have a filter and a pump. Yeah. Next year, in about 3 weeks, I have to empty this out and put the liner inside the shed because it can't be out here during the winter. Anyways, but the ducks, they have plenty of ponds right now to swim around in, right? Because it rained. We finally got some rain. But let me introduce you to my ducks. I absolutely love having ducks in the garden. These ducks, I don't know, they're probably about 7 weeks old, 7 or 8 weeks. And they will go into the barn for the winter. We don't heat our barn, they just get a light for heat. They did fine last year. We do a deep bedding method to keep them warm because it does get down to about 40 below zero from time to time in the winter. Not this winter, it was so warm all winter, and we had a very warm and early spring. Very hot summer. I'm hoping one of these ducks is a drake. is a male duck so that we can have some fertilized eggs. I'm extremely allergic to ducks and eggs. So we won't be eating any of them. So is my son. We actually originally got ducks so that he could have eggs and that he can have the meat, but because he's allergic to chicken and chicken eggs. But no, he is just as allergic to the ducks and duck eggs as he is a chicken. So actually not going to work for him either. Silly. These were that was the little house that we were using when we were introducing them outside. I need to clean that up and get that in the shed. Now we have a lot of predators. We have hawks and owls, wolves and mink that will try to get our ducks. So at night they do go back into their little hut over there to keep them safe. Last summer I did lose 3 ducks, and this mama duck, she's pretty old actually. She was wounded and lost an eye, so she only has one eye. But she's doing just fine. She lets me hold her when she's not looking for food. If I sit down on the ground, she'll come and climb into my lap. Yep. And I just love having ducks in the garden. Now, most of you know that living on a farm, there are some sad things that happen. And yesterday we lost 2 of our ducks. So we're kind of bummed about that today. And anyway, so I'm going to leave you with